G-Fest 08. Now, Adam can finally start to talk.
Yeah, this was my first year at G-Fest.
And he picked a good one to start. Haru Nakajima, Don Fry were the main guests that year.
Yeah.
So he was lucky enough to meet Haru Nakajima at his last G-Fest.
Yeah.
And Don Fry, I know you remember this.
I remember this plain as day. So we're at the Crown Plaza. We are getting lunch at the restaurant that's in there.
They had like a cafeteria section.
Like a
back in the
cafeteria
day,
stuff,
before they renovated it in 09 to 2010, it had basically like a lunch court.
Yeah, it was like a food court.
Like a food court type area where where the escalator is now on the main floor. And we were just eating lunch. And take it away, Adam.
And I mean, I grew up with Final Wars. I loved Captain Gordon. He was so cool. I still love Captain Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, we're there, and I see him just sitting there eating lunch. I'm like, Dad, that's Captain Gordon. So he must have heard that or something, or did we go over to... No. He must have heard that, because we don't try to bother the
No,
guests.
especially when they're eating their meals or anything like that. We never bother them.
Yeah, we try not to bother them, but he must have heard that, and he came over, and he introduced himself, and he took some pictures with us, and we've still got those pictures somewhere on an old camera. I'd love to see them again. But yeah, he took time out of his very, very busy day, out of his lunch, to come take pictures with a little kid that was, his biggest fan.
Crouched down next to you and was still bigger than you, because he's roughly the size of the Hulk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was excellent.
That was a very special memory of G-Fest. Don Fry, super nice guy.
Super nice guy.
That experience really cemented why he is such a fan favorite among the community, even to this day.
And then getting to see Haru Nakajima up close.
Yeah, my goodness.
That was mind-blowing for me, even more than
I didn't even appreciate it yet, because I was only 8.
Yeah, you were still so young. You'd heard me talking about this.
I was still at the point where there was no disconnect between there being a guy in the suit and there a monster on screen. I didn't have that yet.
Yeah, so we go into the panel, and we're listening to Haru Nakajima, and Robert Scott Field, who used to attend, would translate for the Japanese guests. And just hearing the stories Nakajima-san was telling, incredible. The one I specifically remember is from Varen.
Yes.
He told the story about when he...
Unbelievable.
Yeah. He told the story about when he got burns on his lower regions during the filming of Varen, or Daikaiju Baran, Varen the Unbelievable. And he finished the scene, which was what was so incredible. He stayed in character in the suit as Varen, finished the scene, and then went to the hospital to get checked out for third-degree burns.
Yeah, true professional. He was the best to ever do it.
And this was back when G-Fest was still smaller.
Yeah.
So when we say we met... We did. We met them in the hallway.
Yeah.
Or you'd stay around after the panel and you could go up and talk to them.
Yeah.
I realize now G-Fest's gotten so large they can't do that.
Yeah.
But up until 18 or 19, we were still able to do that.
1 year, I don't remember what specific year. I'm sure I'll get to it and then I'll remember. But Robert Scott Field was there. He arrived early to give a special intro for the Thursday movie of Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. And he just surprised everybody at the Pickwick. And he saw the three of us there. And he came up to us and he was talking to us for a while before he did his intro, which was so cool. Scott, great guy.
Nice guy.
Takarada-san, too. Nicest guy.
We'll get to him. We'll get to Takarada-san.
Super nice guy.
Yeah, meeting Nakajima-san was special.
We're the last generation that can say that, which is the astonishing thing.
It was very special to get to meet him. And then in G-Fest 2009, that year was different. It was held on
4th of
July weekend, but in 08 it was on 4th of July weekend too, but specifically Saturday, which used to be the big day, the main day, that was the actual 4th of July.
Yes, it was.
And not only was it the 4th of July, it was like 60 degrees and hadn't stopped raining for 2 weeks.
It was awful.
And it was a great G-Fest. It was it was not great circumstances.
I remember drinking a lot of Mountain Dew.
That was all he drank.
And
Mountain Dew Code Red.
I paid for it.
All he drank. Every 5 minutes, he's in the bathroom.
All I did was walk him to the bathroom.
I learned that one the hard way.
He was 9. That was the year Was it '08 that you fell asleep during Beast of 20,000 Fathoms?
No, that was like 2011.
Yeah,
Was it?
no,
Okay.
I fell asleep. I tried so hard
No,
in
that
2008 to watch Godzilla against
Mechagodzilla.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of my personal favorite movies, and I'm struggling. I'm 8 years old. It's
Yep.
like midnight. This is like the latest I've ever stayed up, and I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. And I fell asleep right as they're test firing the Absolute Zero.
Yep.
Yep.
And I wake up when the lights come on at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed because I love that fight.
I felt terrible. I wanted to wake him, but he was so exhausted because he was still pretty little at the time. But, yeah, I forgot to mention, we in '08, going back a little bit, we got to see Godzilla against Mechagodzilla at the Pickwick.
I love that movie.
Awesome movie. I just watched it as of filming. I watched it the night before we're recording this. But that year, too, they premiered at G-Fest Godzilla vs. Biollante.
Yep.
Yes!
But they had a problem with the projector. I don't remember if it was a power outage or something. They had something happen the Friday night of G-Fest in '08. So that Saturday, they actually showed the end of Biollante in the main ballroom.
Yeah.
In the afternoon.
And we were lucky enough to be told by JD specifically, yeah, you guys can just go ahead in. So we got to see the end of Godzilla vs. Biollante, which at that point, we had never seen.
Yeah,
we used to rent it when you were little.
We had
on
rented
VHS.
it, but we had never seen the whole thing.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't out on DVD.
Parts, it wasn't on DVD. This was before streaming. This was before these movies were readily accessible.
Yep.
And Sony didn't hold the rights to this one, so it was never released.
Was it Hollywood that had it around here? Hollywood Video?
Yes.
Hollywood
Yeah,
had
it was
one
Hollywood
copy.
Video. Yeah.
Because we'd go rent it.
And then somebody stole it. So
Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Okay.
it disappeared, just like Gamera. They had Gamera Guardian of the Universe,
Okay.
and somebody stole that one too. But yeah, so we got to see the end of Godzilla vs. Biollante, which was
awesome.
really
which was
cool.
astonishing.
And so going back to G-Fest '09 that year,
Yeah.
we went up on the Thursday to see GMK.
Yes, we did. Yep.
But then we came back. We didn't go up on Friday. We went back up on Saturday.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that year, because it was the 4th of July and it was raining and everything, and Adam was afraid of fireworks.
Yeah, I was 9. I was
he was
just
9
terrified
years
of
old.
fireworks.
So
I promised him that if there were fireworks, that we'd call and we'd go home.
Park Ridge was doing a fireworks show near the Pickwick, so we ended up not going to Godzilla vs. the Thing, but we came home early, watched Godzilla vs. the Thing on DVD,
And pop popcorn.
with a big bowl of popcorn, and that was the year I bought my massive Guido Goji figure.
Yes.
So I got to enjoy having that on my lap while we're watching the movie, and I bought the mini vinyl of G89. Remember, I found that.
Yeah,
That was the main
that.
thing
Oh my
I went
goodness.
for that year, and I actually managed to find it. That's something we haven't talked about so far. The various things that we've picked
we
up.
should do that in a separate video.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do that. We'll do that coming up.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. So, all right, moving on to 2010. This 2010 is the
Interesting
first G-Fest that really became what I'm calling like the modern era of
Yes, I
G-Fest.
agree.
That was the first year that really kicked off. They moved it a couple weeks back from when it had been, so it was later in July. It wasn't on the 4th of July weekend, and this was a big one, but it was not at the Crown Plaza, because the Crown Plaza at the time was being renovated.
Yes.
This was at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center.
Otherwise known as the place that food forgot.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the food court back then, I don't know how it is now, because we haven't been
there in
there
ages.
since. But the food court back then there was very little available, which was kind of mind-boggling. They expected you to basically go out for food.
Yeah.
And parking was expensive because we had to park in the municipal lot.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in and out privileges like it is currently at G-Fest. So that was interesting. And then there was a lot of walking.
There was a lot of walking.
The municipal lot was over 2 blocks from the Stevens Convention Center.
Yeah, and then we had to walk through that heated
Microwave.
tunnel,
Yes.
which did not have air conditioning, but had a lot of sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's this black iron hallway with a lot of windows, so it's letting in all the sun.
It's a walkway over the street, for anybody who's not familiar with it.
Yeah.
It's a walkway from the Doubletree Hotel across the street from the convention center to the convention center itself. And that itself was like 2 or 3 blocks.
It was like walking through a convection oven.
Yeah, and that was hot. So
It was
hot.
like 100 degrees in that
Yes,
hallway.
by the way,
there's no exaggeration. It was like 100 degrees.
By the way,
Yeah.
Chicago in July, 100, not uncommon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that. If this is your first G-Fest, we'll do another video explaining some of that, or you can check out last year's video explaining that. But yes, Chicago in July potentially can be very, very hot. We've had an incredibly mild summer to this point. As I'm looking out the window right now, it is 58 degrees and raining. 2 weeks from now, it could be 98 degrees, and we haven't seen rain since today.
Yeah.
So who knows?
We
just
tend to get
prepare
droughts
for
around
that.
July.
Yeah, we do. And don't bring chocolate if you're traveling by car and you're not getting a room. It's not a good idea.
No.
Yeah, anything that'll melt. So leave your ice cream at home too.
We're getting off topic. So
Yes.
let's get back to G-Fest 2010,
Yep.
which was an absolute blast. We went up there all 4 days that year.
Yep.
This is the first time
first
they
year we
did the
did that.
double bill at the Pickwick Theater on Thursday. They showed Son of Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Mothra, Godzilla 2000, and Godzilla X Megaguirus.
That was a good year.
That
Good
was
year.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was absolutely incredible seeing those. And then Friday night, they showed Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. And then, of course, Saturday night was Gojira, the original 1954
That
film.
was...
Akira Takarada gave an intro to Gojira, and the Japanese consulate of Chicago made a special appearance and introduction, and he explained when he saw Gojira when he was young in Japan with his father. It was just...
He was almost tearing up as he was telling us about seeing
and standing beside Akira Takarada, you could tell it was an absolute childhood dream come true.
Yeah.
So we actually got to watch the entire film with Akira Takarada in the theater with us. That was
In
incredible.
Japanese.
In Japanese.
It wasn't
was
Godzilla King of
Gojira.
Monsters. It was Gojira.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent, man.
And Akira Takarada we met in the hallway. As he was being moved to his next panel, and he said hi to us. Super nice guy. Great guy. We've met him a number of times since 2010.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough to have met him as many times as we did, and he
Absolute
remembered us
privilege.
every single time.
Yeah.
Well, and he used to come out between panels and just walk the hallways, just say hi to people, sign autographs, take pictures.
In 2012, we've got a memory pertaining specifically to that, so we'll get to that in a minute. So 2011, Shinji Higuchi was one of the guests. That was awesome. That was a great G-Fest too. Gamera Super Monster. We went to the double bill that year, and the first two movies were Gamera Super Monster and Mothra. Mothra was celebrating the anniversary, and we were all excited about seeing Mothra. We'd never seen, or let alone even really heard of, Gamera Super Monster. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm not going to say anything more.
Nope.
You're on your own.
That's something you have to experience on your own.
Yes, it is an experience, not just a film.
Agreed.
But we got to see Gamera Super Monster and Mothra. Talk about two films we never thought we'd see on the big screen.
No kidding.
And then Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 and Gamera Guardian of the Universe.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about Guardian of the Universe.
That was awesome.
That was so cool.
And then the Saturday night, Gamera 2 Advent of Legion.
And again, this was a movie that was not out accessible on DVD that we could have seen.
It had been released in 2003 on DVD, but it was very limited release, and we could not find a copy of it at all.
Love Legion.
Legion's my
Great
favorite
movie.
Gamera monster.
Me too.
Shinji Higuchi gave a wonderful introduction to the movie before it started at the Pickwick, explaining how they wanted the film to be like World War.
Yes, and that carries.
Yeah, it does.
And that's why they went so over the top with the explosions and the actual battles with Gamera and Legion. That was so cool.
Yeah, and seeing that for the first time, let alone seeing it for the first time on the big screen.
Yeah.
That was excellent. Yep.
2010, I also forgot to mention, a little self-promotion here. 2010 was the first year I did the model contest.
That's right. That's why we went all 3 days.
That's why we did.
And the art contest.
3 days. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I did. And the art contest, I always was hit or miss for a while, but from 2010 to 2019, I think I only took 1 year off. I think I took 2018 off.
No, that was G98 the year that in 2018.
That was 16.
That was 16?
That was 16. 2010, because that was the 20th anniversary of Independence Day.
Oh.
Which is what inspired Godzilla 98. But no, in 2010, I did Godzilla, Iris.
And Biolante.
Rose
Biolante.
Biolante. Yeah, I made them out of pipe cleaners. And, that became my thing for a long time at G-Fest. I was known as the pipe cleaner guy.
Yeah, he was the pipe cleaner guy.
In 2011, I don't remember what... I think I just brought back Godzilla and Iris. And No, I made Mothra in 2011.
Yeah.
Yes.
I brought back Godzilla and Iris, but I also made a brand new Mothra and the Shobijin and Mothra larva and Mothra's egg in a whole displayed piece.
Yeah.
With the Mothra symbol, Mothra's name written in katakana, and that I still have on display actually.